Achtung Cthulhu is set in the 1930s and 40s. We will be using terms and sayings from those times, including some that could be considered offensive. It is not our intention to offend. We merely wish to offer as accurate a view of the time period as possible. Welcome to Masks of Nyarlathotep, a Nerds Domain gaming podcast. Join us each week as our investigators uncover the corruption of the mythos in World War II. Starring George Chimples, Phil Durham, Rob Walker, Jestin Kimmet, Shirley Niedzwiecki, and Scott Troiano, with Matt Quiett running the table as the keeper. Eldritch evils and crazed Nazi cultists await you just beyond this music.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Nerds Domain Presents Masks of Nyarlathotep. I'm Matt, and I am here with Shirley.
Hi.
Shirley.
Hello.
You want to be on mic for this?
Hello.
George.
I was just making sure.
Hello, and I am here with you, the keeper, Matt Quiett.
You're on mic number 6, so when I'm unmuting
you're
number
going
2,
backwards?
yeah.
Okay.
Microphone number 6. You are on
6 is a bad
microphone
number.
number
Justin?
I don't wanna be
2.
6.
Hi. Is on microphone
Rob?
number 3.
I'm having a good
time.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness.
And Phil.
Hi.
So, you guys are fleeing from Prague.
Yes, because we have to now.
Yeah, Jesse got us some programs.
How long were you holding on to that?
Like the last hour.
I was like, what?
It's been on the tip of my tongue. I've been waiting.
I'm going to violently yank the wheel to the right, hoping that we're like on a bridge or something.
So you guys, now that you slept, it's not as bad as, it's not as difficult to drive. You guys drive for another day. You're about a quarter of a day, a few hours away from, Bratislava. So if you get some sleep tonight, you'll be there probably noonish tomorrow, make some connections to get home. Would you like to sleep in a town, or do you want us to try and like find a small farm or something?
We should probably sleep in the woods, in the middle of the woods, in a tent.
You don't have tents.
Assuming we don't get
In the
assaulted by
car.
goat people.
Goat people?
I'm going to vote for a town.
Goat people? A tent? No, like, it went badly last time.
It did. There's 5 of us. We could apprehend a farmhouse.
You don't apprehend.
We need to apprehend
We
a
need to save those
farmhouse.
people. We need to commit home invasion.
These two things do not match up.
Let's go get a room and an inn.
We'll get a nice pint. Come on now. Tavern.
So,
Pub.
you guys are going to an inn in a small town. Everybody can roll luck for me again.
Do they have a save point?
No save point.
No, please.
Nope.
I missed it by 3.
I am lucky.
I am finally lucky.
I am
always
lucky.
All right. So you guys stay the night. Not much problem. Eat, dinner. Have.
Are we sharing a room again?
Nightcap?
No.
There's. They break you up into 3 rooms. The lady has her own, and the other 2, the men pair off.
Was it the worst dinner?
No, it's good. It is a very worst dinner.
I will stay with Carlos unless
Do you guys
Carlos
not
does
get
not
it?
want me to.
Not course.
Yeah, I'll stay with Albrecht,
okay,
whatever.
Got it.
I don't care.
Okay, so you guys stay the night, wake up the next day, drive some more.
Do they have breakfast burritos?
No. No, they don't.
Are people being thrown into boxcars in the morning?
No.
No.
There's a box truck. A box car is different.
Oh, true. It
Very,
is.
very
Yeah.
different. You guys
Why is
arrive.
a box truck on the road, but a box car is on the train? Has anyone thought about that?
Actually,
Oh.
box cars are also on trains or on roads
What?
So our soapbox
in
cars.
boxcar derbies.
Those are on hills.
Why do you park on the driveway and drive on the parkway?
I mean, what's the deal with that?
Why are we asking these deep philosophical? Can we play the game?
If the opposite of pro is con, is the opposite of progress Congress?
And airline food.
Yes.
I've been dying to talk to you
Look,
about
fixed
airline food. It's like you're in the air, but you're eating food. I mean, come on.
So Shirley, will you stop encouraging them? It's bad enough that I've got Rob and Phil and George and Jesse. I would like some support from you.
Yeah, Mom. What the hell?
He says, I would like some support from you, and then begins cackling at her wildly. Turning a bright shade of red, staring her right in the face. I'm narrating this for our listeners at home.
So you've gotten to Bratislava now.
Cool. Let's get some plane tickets and get out of this place.
Was the intent to make contact with the church or just to get plane tickets out of here?
They sell tickets at the church, right?
It's also very unlikely that you're going it's very unlikely you're going to be able to find plane tickets anywhere. You might be able to find a
Train ticket?
Plane ticket.
Train.
Train's not going to get us to America.
A dirigible.
They have heavier than air flight at this point.
They do, but it's not very often. It's not very frequent.
I
looked this up.
flying one of those.
You're not Hitler.
I'm Neil Hitler. Hilter.
Neil.
Let's go get some plane tickets from the
Neil
priests.
Hilter.
Ludwig von Wolfgang.
I think they can probably put us in contact with the people to do that, yeah.
Cool.
Let's go do that.
So you go to the church? I mean, it was more of I thought you were making contacts to put the church here to smuggle you out.
Yeah.
Okay.
We will all roll into the church.
So you go to the church, the
Yes.
first Catholic church of
Brian,
Bratislava.
first
Yeah,
of
that's
his
definitely
name.
how they name Catholic churches.
It is.
The first Catholic church
It's the
of Bratislava.
Saint Olga Catholic Church of Bratislava.
St. Olga. What is St. Olga the saint of?
Bratislava.
Steeples
Steeples.
Bratwurst.
And where you see all the peoples.
full of people.
Oh, good night. All right, Brian needs to make contact.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Brian. So you're going into the church?
Yes, I'll go into the church. I'll do the kind of right things, the holy water, the
Okay.
and then I will ask to speak to a father.
Okay. One of the priests come out short time later. He's middle-aged. He comes out and sits with you and says, "What can I do for you, my son?"
What language does he say this in?
German.
I will motion
The German over? Or the lady, either one.
I will
the
approach.
German over. Can you facilitate some translation? With,
He also
the
probably
father
speaks
here?
Latin. He's a Catholic priest. I'm almost positive speak
Yes, I could translate.
Yes, but I think I want to,
Okay.
I will say in Latin to the father that I think it'd probably be best to translate through German through our friend here.
Latin. Okay.
What did you say again, Father?
What can I help you with?
We've been traveling for quite some time, and we're looking to make our way out of this republic to different lands, perhaps more to the. This is out of character south.
Sure. That's an option. I mean, Italy and Greece are south. I hear Italy's fantastic this time of year. Italy's a terrible idea. I mean,
What to say?
honestly.
Okay. I don't know about Greece though, but presumably we don't want to go west, and I don't know what more we're going to
South,
go east.
south would be fine.
While
Yeah.
okay.
translating, would I need to make a...
Do you speak German?
I do.
Do you speak English?
If you don't, we have
Yes,
a real problem here.
Then you're fine.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
So yes, I asked him about some help getting south.
Okay. I'm sure that we can figure something out. How many are there of you?
There are 5 of us, and then I kind of because everyone came into the church. Yes.
Yeah, I assume so.
Yeah. Then I would just kind of gesture with my hand towards the other people.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure we can help you out with that. That's not a problem.
Okay. Then I think that perhaps I will do some prayer and if someone's available, confess, since I'm sure it's been a while since I've done that.
Okay. And where south are you headed? Greece, you could probably get a boat back to the Americas without much of an issue.
Or at least get some communications out or something.
Yeah, either way.
In the direction of Greece, I think is good.
Okay.
I have a question about the time period.
Sure.
Jews and Christians. How do they get along? I mean, I know how
That's
Germans
a
and Jews
very,
get along,
very,
but-
very broad question. Because when you say Christians, you're speaking of several different groups, very different nationalities. That's like saying,
The overall-
how do Earthlings feel about Mars?
The
They're
overall-
alienists.
The overall temperature of...
It really is a broad question. It's
Okay.
more of a societal question depending on country. Jews are often blamed for a lot of things that are not necessarily anything to do with what they do. They're more insular than other communities, so they stick to themselves, which, makes it easier to blame them because they stick to themselves. So overall, I mean, they're kind of scattered throughout Europe. They're not always well looked at, but it's also a bigoted view that in most enlightened groups is going away.
Okay. And it's mostly against them, not them against the other?
They're an insular group. I mean,
Yeah.
they don't typically go out of their way to attack others unless you're Rome. That's,
Okay.
that's been gone for a while.
It also depends whether you're in Western Europe or Eastern Europe. It's dramatically different experiences. Where you talk about the insularity, it's like there's centuries old British enclaves in places like Warsaw. Like when you're in Poland, in those parts, there are large Jewish communities that have been kind of the center point for the Jewish European Jews for a long time. In places like Western Europe, you've got Sigmund Freud and there Einstein and Jewish intelligentsia that are ethnically Jewish but not having that same kind of Jewish experience and are more integrated into daily life.
Have you ever seen Fiddler on the Roof?
If I have, it's been a while.
So, I mean, it's essentially, it's a Jewish community that is essentially uprooted as the community and thrown out of Russia.
They've got Jewish towns that were entirely populated by Jews. But again, that's in Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
And in Western Europe, it was different.
Okay.
But it's also, they're, at this time period, most of them have left Germany at this point. There's not very many at all. And there weren't that many to begin with. So you're talking about, what was the percentage I was reading? 5% of the population, maybe less, depending on where you are.
Okay, so I wouldn't be overly uncomfortable here, though.
Are you Jewish?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I'm sorry.
Do you have any sign that you're Jewish?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, I'm just trying to
As
get
long
an
as you're
overall
not-
feeling of...
As long as you're not outwardly displaying anything...
No, I'm
that would
definitely
show
not
it,
displaying it
I
at
mean,
the moment.
yeah,
Yeah,
you,
no.
you wouldn't be... in most places, Jewish people can pass for the regular
I was just trying to see
culture.
how I should feel in here.
Well, I mean,
it would be uncomfortable, but it wouldn't necessarily be...
you've also been living in German society as
Yeah.
well, so you're
So it's
not
something
used to
more
that
used to.
that culture connection that like they would have here. So it would be a little weird if you walked into a Jewish town, but it would be weird for every other character at the table as well because it's not what they're used to.
Yeah.
So yeah. As far as your culture, you're more European than you are Jewish. Is how we established you, I believe.
Yeah.
So, all right. So you guys kind of rest for a little while. Almost dinner time. The priest does contact you. He sends someone to get you and bring you all back. When you arrive at the church, he hands you tickets to a train that will take you to Athens. And then from there, you can go most anywhere in the world. Quite literally, most anywhere in the world.
So in Latin, I would, thank him greatly and, thank him for helping God in his work.
Yeah. No, not a problem. He does ask for the money for the tickets. I mean, it was not not their full price, but he asks for some sort of donation to the church to help offset that cost or something along those lines.
Assuming that we have it, I pay him for the tickets and then, make a donation to the church.
Okay. So you guys travel by train to Athens. Do you guys sell the car? I mean, that would be pretty simple to do.
Yeah, we might as well. We're not going to be using it anymore anyway.
Let's give it to the church.
I was thinking the same thing.
That'd probably cover
We
the
should
tickets and then some
give it
and wouldn't
the
be.
church.
That'll work.
So you guys travel by train to the Athens. Athens, you hop a boat to America? Is that the plan?
Do we need
Are
to go all the way to
we not
America, or can we
going
just
to
go
try
to
to get in
England?
contact with the...
No, that's what we need to be doing is contacting Home Office
Right.
Yeah.
So
Should we get-
I wouldn't want to leave Europe until
we have word back that we need to leave Europe.
Right.
So
Like,
in
I mean, if Albrecht needs to leave, we can kick him out. But
No, I'm fine.
in Athens, do you approach the embassy? Is that the plan? Through the proper channels?
yeah.
Okay.
At this point, we're not in danger of really, not as
Hypothetically, there could be SS off after you, and they probably wouldn't care about crossing borders. But you burn down a house. You at most burn down a house
right.
and shot somebody. That's not really follow them across state lines. kind of places.
Not yet until they realize who and what. Until it goes,
And they may not catch on to that you're FBI yet,
Well, no,
or at all
until
so.
they realize who we were assaulting in the group or where they were in the groups,
yeah,
and we don't know that. So
So you get to Athens, you send out a telegram or you contacted someone at the embassy through means. So can you roll espionage for me? You specifically, William.
got it. I also speak Greek.
No good.
Is there any way I might be able to find an MI6 operative?
In Greece, roll.
Very heavy British presence.
Yeah,
in
I
Greece.
mean, you could. It's a matter of contacting them discreetly. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah,
Roll espionage. That shouldn't be a problem. I just want you to kind of quietly do it.
Yes.
Okay, so you do the correct drops and the correct signs. You expect it can take a little bit of time, but later in the evening, you should be able to find something. So to get back in touch with someone, you send out the telegram. It can take a little bit of time,
Okay.
but you expect a response.
Right.
The embassy gives you the clear concept to stay here in town, and they
Right.
suggest a hotel that would be safer than most. And you don't quite know what that means, other than you trust what they're telling you.
Right.
You guys rest for the day, and it comes into evening. Do you all dine? Have you all been dining together, on the train and that?
I don't
Yeah.
see why not to.
Okay. So that night at dinner, you are placed at a table in the hotel for 6. And about halfway through the evening, or halfway through the meal, a gentleman, dressed in, appropriate, office wear for a Britishman, he comes up and sits down, in the chair, doesn't even slow down, just pulls out the chair and sits down.
Sir, may we help you?
Absolutely. My name is Nigel. I was under the impression that Albrecht was looking for someone.
Yes.
What can I help you with?
We're looking for someone?
Albrecht.
Well, I need to make my reports.
MI6 does expect reports from time to time from our agents.
Oh, excuse me?
Oh, did I forget to say that?
Well,
Yes.
if I am to understand things correctly, the disfigured man is named Carlos.
Yes.
The Irish gentleman is clearly Brian. Evelyn to my left, and then you are William, a professor of some note.
Yes.
And I spoke, our offices spoke to the FBI sent you to take care of Albrecht. And not the
Okay.
typical MI6 take care of Albrecht, but to help him out of his current situation and gather some intelligence.
Yeah, that's.
We didn't know we were supposed to off him.
Yes, you did a very
Sorry.
bad job. He pulls a gun, shoots you, and walks away. Yeah,
Game over. Everyone wins.
Sorry.
pish posh shit. So Albrecht, how can I help you?
I will start explaining the situation from start and just work my way until somebody stops me.
out loud in the middle of the
I assume you
How
speak-
crowded is it?
It's not super crowded, but there are people in there. Are you quiet-ish about it?
Oh, yes, definitely. It's not like I'm going to be talking
Can
at
you
full volume.
roll-
Shall we trade places so that you could speak a little more quieter?
Can you roll sanity for me?
Sanity.
I'm
He's
explaining
seen,
the
he's
dark
seen some
sun
things, and he's talking about the things that he experienced. So if he fails it,
Crazy
I
pants.
made it.
okay. So you don't act as you get into the more emotional and less sane parts. You don't raise your voice loud enough for other people to hear it. You know how you tend to get
Yeah.
people tend to get emotional about things and raise their voices. You don't. You keep pretty calm and even the whole time.
I will even explain the situation that happened in Prague, the fact that I believe that they're rounding up people to make more of their things.
I see. This is a lot of information. And what you saw in Prague is most likely not that. The SS have been making strange moves. A great deal of the Jewish population has disappeared from several cities in Germany, and that is of concern, but we don't quite know what's happening there. A lot of our agents are not reporting in anymore, which is why it was so important to extract you. I understand. I spoke with someone at the American Embassy today. A communication has gone back to Langley, and they will, I'm sure, advise you on what you should do next. More than likely, we will be sending you home to prepare. Our next step is, it's been coming for a while. There was another incident recently. We believe war is on the horizon, and we will be forming an international group to work on such things. The Americans are probably going to be volunteer basis only until such time as something happens. But the British and the French, we would prefer to have something in place to deal with the more esoteric issues that we're running into.
Wait, an incident like the burning of the Reichstag, or the incident like
The burning of the Reichstag was definitely an incident. This was more of a
or like the dead coming back to life?
more along those lines.
Well, I'd like to know more.
It's my understanding that a Professor Weld will be joining us probably in London to discuss some of the things that he understands. He's bringing along a woman that he went adventuring with years ago. And they seem to have found a friend of theirs, Mr. Byrne, as well. So, the three of them will be briefing us a little more, and we will be dealing with what that looks like.
How long will it take us to get to London?
Probably the better part of 2 weeks. Why?
I'm very excited to see Miss McCree again.
What you've seen and what you're experiencing is a change in how we handle war. The Great War was very dangerous, but as I'm sure you're all aware, especially you, Carlos, Hitler has changed how war functions into a much more aggressive affair. And so we have to prepare for that. And he has made steps lately that make that preparation only more important. Thoughts, gentlemen, lady?
No. I don't have anything.
Thank you for so willingly sharing all this information.
Well, you were, and still are, our agents at this. Albrecht's safety is still your concern until you step off the boat in
Your
the homeland.
Your MI6?
I am.
I acted in agency of the FBI.
Which was the request of MI6. I agree. You did. But we requested that the Americans take part in this. William's attachment to Albrecht was helpful.
I will fight for whoever fights the Reich.
It's an awfully interesting way to look at it, but we won't turn you down. Perhaps you can teach some of our boys something about the air. So, he kind of, while he was talking without ordering anything, some sort of dark alcohol was brought to him in a small glass, a tumbler. That's the word I'm looking for. He drinks the little bit that's in it, puts it back down on the table. I will see you in the morning on a boat. The information will be available to you at the front desk. Please be ready at first dawn.
Okay.
He stands up and turns and walks away. Jesse looked like he was going to say, he like sat up towards the mic and then stopped. So the rest of the night goes well. You guys head to bed, wake up.
Do we get anything from the FBI?
Yeah, you, when you arrive back to your room, there's a telegraph waiting on your,
Nice
dresser.
Sure.
Your dresser. Information received. Sending you to England. MI6 will contact for details. Keep the asset safe. And the asset means Albrecht. Report when you arrive in England. Weld will take your debriefing.
Got it.
So just do we each have our own rooms?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And William was the one that sent it, so William would be the one that got the information.
I would.
Got that telegram?
Yeah.
Oh, so we didn't need to go. Only he did. Okay.
So I mean, I'd share it with him and then I'd destroy it.
Okay.
Do you come to us individually, or you gather us together?
Probably, I don't know, individually, because everyone's retired at this point. Kind of just like.
So I would probably audibly go, really? He's an asset?
Player conflict comes from the weirdest places.
I would say, Brian, he's a good man, and he's under a lot of stress. We just need to get to this last leg of the journey.
The information at the front desk, does it have what the travel arrangements are with the boat?
You're going to be traveling on a British cargo ship. You'll be given rooms. It's going to go from Athens. There's a brief stop in Gibraltar, and then on to the docks, not in London because there are not docks there, but I believe it's Southampton.
Don't worry, the back half is dedicated to a church for you.
Awesome. I'm assuming that's out of character.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. I will go to, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
I'll go to Carlos's room. Knock, knock, knock.
Hello.
I assume this is after you've shown the telegraph to everybody.
After, you run around. Okay. I'm going to go find a church and pray, and I wanted to know if you'd like to join me.
He smiles weirdly. Okay.
Brian doesn't know it.
You sensed sometimes he seems actually very uncomfortable in churches.
Okay. So, not getting too mad or whatever, but you showed interest, and he's going to be like, yeah, let's go to the church.
Plus, terrible sinners always feel really uncomfortable in church.
Let's get our prey on, yo.
The Catholic, well,
Absolution.
So, can I find a Catholic church?
Yeah, shouldn't be too terribly hard.
Okay. So I'll go there. Would I know of anyone kind of from my sector how to get a message?
Roll idea.
No.
You could leave something here. You're just not sure how quickly it'll get to who you need it to be with. You're just passing along the information on what you're doing.
Yeah. As much as possible, the critical points of what I've observed, where I'm going,
Okay.
where to make contact with me for further information or orders.
Do you do this openly in front of Carlos, or do you like slip away?
I would, if like you're right beside me the whole time.
Yeah.
Because your organization is quiet, passing it through during confession is not unheard of. I mean, it's something that you could do quietly. Nobody's gonna Carlos wouldn't go into the confession booth with you, which it would not be the right thing.
Or would he?
No, he wouldn't.
No.
Back into a 90s sitcom. Let's go.
Yeah, I would probably, at confession, since that would be a relatively easy time to have a private audience with someone there, and then kind of with the idea of being like, so I need to get a message to so-and-so in the church. And then kind of, not being terribly specific since I don't necessarily know what this priest knows, or doesn't know, but also not being too coded since he's in the church. He should probably just do this.
He can take care of it. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you guys head back to the hotel. Excellent. You guys all board the ship. Head back.
I'm on a boat.
You head out, hit Gibraltar, end up back in, or I guess in London in England for the first time. Head to London and cars, and everything seems to be pretty smooth. But that's where we're going to end it tonight for this episode of Masks of Nyarlathotep. You guys, we will talk to you all very, very soon, just next week, hopefully, and have a great night.
Thank you for listening to the sounds of Masks of Nyarlathotep.
And that will do it for us tonight on the Nerds Domain presents Masks of Nyarlathotep. Remember, you can email us at nerdsdomain@gmail.com or find us on facebook.com/nerdsdomain, on Twitter @nerdsdomain, or over at our site, nerdsdom.com. Be sure to sign up for the newsletter while you're there. You can head over to iTunes and give us a 5-star rating. We want to thank Josh Schock for our music. Don't forget you can support us at patreon.com/nerdsdomain. And check out our shirts at slashloot.com.